This is the new Fox 5, which Bugaboo claims is the ultimate all-terrain pushchair, which certainly sets the bar high. We want to know if the latest version of the Fox takes it to an even more stratospheric level, or if it's sadly fallen from its lofty status. I'm Kelly from Pushchair Expert, and we're going to find out if the Fox 5 really can be pushed smoothly over any terrain, whether the fold can be done easily with one hand in one piece as promised, and we'll see if all of the changes are worth it. All of this should help to find out if it might just be the perfect pushchair for your upcoming arrival. The first thing we notice about the frame of the Fox 5 is less of the familiar white buttons. The frame is now seamless and sleek, really streamlined whether you've gone for the black or graphite chassis. The actual shape of the chassis is also had a redesign, with the central hinge and centre of gravity moved backwards to give you better manoeuvrability. As the seat or carry cot sits directly over this joint, it does make the front of the frame look quite long and gives you better access to the basket. The front bridge design is also different, with the Bugaboo logo embossed into the frame. These big changes to the chassis also mean that you can now operate it with just one hand, which new parents will certainly appreciate. One thing that we didn't love about the Fox 3 was having to adjust the handle with the catches on the side using two hands, which also made the fold a bit fiddly. The handlebar now features two white buttons in the centre. Just press the one at the front to move the height up and down, and the range goes from 92 to 108 centimetres, which is great for the majority of parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles. Covered in stitched black leatherette, the handlebar also has a raised centre to protect it when in the freestanding folded position. It's also a nice thickness which is comfortable to hold. Thanks to the angle and height of the handlebar, we found there's lots of walking room for longer legs in between. Hanging from the centre of the handlebar is a wrist strap. Though not a legal requirement in the UK, this is a handy safety feature to keep your pushchair close by and also attached to you when operating two-wheel mode. We love the white stitching of Fox 5 to finish it off. A white button on the left-hand side of the rear axle can be pressed on to engage the brake and pressed again to release it. Definitely flip-flop friendly, and there's a red indicator to show you when it's on. The shopping basket of the Fox 5 is a great size and can carry a whopping 10 kilos of shopping or baby essentials. We've loaded it up with everything we need for a day out, with plenty of space for coats and bags. Flaps at the front and back can be tucked in or pulled out to give you extra room and a bit of support for a full basket. The pocket of the front of the basket is really handy to store your rain cover and adapters, but you could also fit lots of other things in there too. Built into the back of the chassis are attachment points for their comfort wheeled board. Bugaboo have moved these by 2.5 centimetres to give you more leg room when pushing with a wheeled board attached. Being able to add a board is good for future-proofing your pushchair. You can purchase car seat adapters which will convert your Fox 5 into a full travel system and enable you to add the Turtle Air by Nuna infant carrier to the frame. They can also be used with other brands too. The adapters are removed the same way as the carry cot and seat frame with the white buttons. Being able to fully customise your pushchair is something that Bugaboo have always done so well, and it's no different with the Fox 5. You can purchase the 4 complete colours which are put together for you, or go for a styled by you option to completely personalise your pushchair and choose from 34 colour combinations. Black or grey melange is your base colour, and then a choice of 8 canopy colour options. Midnight black, forest green, grey melange, stormy blue, morning pink, misty white, sunrise red, and new and exclusive to the Fox 5, astro purple. As a first bed for baby, you need a carry cot that has a firm and flat base that can keep your newborn comfortable. The Fox 5 carry cot is spacious and cocooning with an XL canopy to keep them protected from the wind and sun. The canopy is UPF 50+ rated and can be extended right down. It's probably one of the best that we've seen. For warmer weather or as baby gets older, the breezy panel in the bottom of the carry cot can be folded down for ventilation and give them a better view. A panel in the canopy can also be opened up for maximum airflow. This panel folds back neatly with a logo on the other side too. The thickly padded apron that sits on top is secured with a double-sided zip to enable you to get to baby from either side. The visor that pops up will help to keep out the drafts. Both the carry cot and seat unit now sit slightly higher on the chassis, making it easier to interact with your small person. It may not be your first thought, but the mattress of your carry cot has an important job. The Fox 5 mattress is different to others on the market. It is in 2 separate layers. Inside the provided soft and fleecy cover, you've got a 3D mesh layer, which is aerated for temperature control. This can be popped in the washing machine with the cover for easy cleaning. The other layer is padded waterproof piece of mattress that can be wiped clean. Something new for Bugaboo is the fact that you can use a carry cot with your Fox 5 for overnight sleep when paired with the carry cot stand. This is a brilliant idea for parents to get full use of their carry cot, as you're only going to use it for around 6 months. Also means that you don't need to purchase a travel cot for weekends away. You do have to use it with a carry cot stand though for maximum airflow. It's relatively expensive at $124.95 for the stand and another $24.95 for the adapters to attach it, so we'll be dependent on wanting to pay that extra. The carry cot is easy to add onto the stand though, and you use the same 2 white memory buttons you do to remove it from the pushchair chassis. When not in use, the stand folds really small and can be stored in the travel bag. The bumper bar becomes your handlebar in the carry cot, making it nice and easy to transport. Bugaboo have added their logo stitched onto the leatherette, which adds a premium finish. Although not the lightest, it's not too heavy to carry. Once baby outgrows their carry cot, around 6 months old, there's a bit of work to do yourself, as the carry cot and seat fabrics use the same frame, bumper bar and canopy. You need to completely remove your carry cot fabrics to then build your seat unit. It's great for storage, as you only need to store your carry cot fabrics rather than a whole carry cot. Bugaboo have a really handy video to talk you through the process if you do need some help. Suitable from around 6 months old or when they can sit unaided up to 22 kilos, the seat unit of the Fox 5 is a good size for your growing toddler. You can pop it on the chassis either parent or world facing to suit your passenger or the parent. As it's the same frame as your carry cot, it's the white memory buttons to press in, to remove and then switch around. Although it looks similar to what we've seen before with the Bugaboo seat, we were thrilled to find 2 new additions on the Fox 5. Not only does the back height measure a good 50 centimetres anyway, but you can also extend it in 2 different places to give an extra 10 centimetres. Firstly, you can push the canopy up by 5 centimetres to click into a higher position. Secondly, the footrest has a button at the bottom to extend the leg rest down for longer legs, which we love. Honestly, we do still miss the fact that you don't get a leg rest that can be adjusted in the angle, but this is a fab way to extend the seat and give it even better longevity to grow with your family. Again, Bugaboo have worked hard to make sure that everything is simple to use, and both of these are done with one hand. The 5-point harness is padded and stays open, making it easier to place your wriggly child in their seat. The shoulder and waist straps all clip separately into the large round buckle. This can take slightly longer to fasten, but you don't have to fiddle with clipping the sides together first. Releasing again is done with the central button. To adjust the height of the shoulder straps, just pull up or down. It's much easier than rethreading, but it is quite noisy to slide. We doubt that you'll be doing this at nap time though. It's just as easy to lengthen the straps, lift the buckle and pull down. Guess how many hands it takes to recline the seat? That's right, just one again. Lift the leather at the top of the seat and move to one of 3 positions. As the seat tilts on the chassis rather than opening flat, it's a bucket seat that can only be used once baby reaches around 6 months old or can sit up by themselves. The same bumper bar as the carry cot sits over the child and provides extra security and somewhere for little one to hold. It's gate opening from either side by pressing the small white buttons and swiveling open. Again, it's the same canopy as we've looked at on the carry cot, so you know how big it is. The zip extension brings it right down to your toddler's knees to protect from the wind, sun, rain or snow. You do also get a rain cover for those wetter days, but the canopy will allow you to at least head into the shops before getting soaked. More and more parents are looking for brands that they can invest in to be more sustainable. Bugaboo have made a big effort to become an eco-friendly brand to create a more sustainable future. They've designed their products to last so they can use less and produce less CO2. Their Push to Zero journey sees them pushing down CO2 emissions to net zero by 2035. They're also mindful using bio-based materials rather than fossil-based plastics, which alone reduces CO2 by 20%. Each product can be fully recycled too. As a brand, another thing to reassure parents is that Bugaboo pushchairs are test-driven 7,000 kilometres over rough terrain to ensure great reliability. This is even further than walking from London to Dubai. You have a 2-year standard warranty on all parts, plus an extra 2 years when you register. If you like an accessory, there are lots available from Bugaboo. From foot muffs, cup holders, blankets, organisers, changing bags, parasols, seat liners and snack trays. All available in beautiful colours to fully coordinate. Integrated accessory points have been added to the chassis, so there's no need for any additional clips or adapters. There's also the option of buying additional canopies to buy a different colour every day of the week, or to switch it up for a new baby. As an all-terrain pushchair, the wheels are an important part of how it handles. The Fox 5 has 2 22cm wheels on the front and larger 30cm wheels on the back. These large puncture-proof wheels with rubber tyres are designed to take you smoothly over any ground that you might find on your family adventures. The front wheels can be locked off by pressing the white lever at the back, keeping you in a straight line. We have rolled the Fox 5 down country paths, over grassy parks and in smooth shopping centres. There's a notable difference now in the super light push, thanks to the new chassis design and the seamless steering system. Pushing with one hand is easy to do even when holding the hand of your toddler. Having a relatively short wheelbase also helps to make turning corners a breeze. The suspension built into the central joint, as well as special spring suspension on the front wheels, helps to soak up any bumps you might encounter and give a smoother ride for baby. There's an aesthetic change to the wheels too. There are no more white wheel caps, with the only option now being black. This does make it easier to keep clean, as the white caps did mark up easily. Just like the Fox 3, the Fox 5 has the ability to go into two-wheel mode. This is a brilliant feature if you're crossing rougher terrain like sand, snow, muddy fields or cobblestones. Make sure that the seat unit is always parent facing and use the wrist strap for security. Then press both buttons on the handlebar while holding the side of the chassis and push the rear axle in with your foot. The chassis is now part folded and just on the rear wheels for you to pull around backwards. The basket is also folded now too though, so make sure you empty it first. Going up and down curbs is really easy and there's very little pressure needed on the handlebar to put the front wheels up. It almost feels like it's doing all the work for you. The fold of the Fox 3 was a bit tricky, so we were hoping for an improvement with the Fox 5. Bugaboo has certainly delivered, and we're pleased to report that the fold is much better and so intuitive in comparison. It's now possible to fold the pushchair with one hand and while the carry cot or seat unit is still attached to the frame. This makes it convenient to fold the pushchair in various situations, such as crowded cafes or when placing it in the car boot. The new front bridge design of the chassis gives you a step to lean on for a self-standing fold. If you're doing the fold with your seat unit in the parent-facing position, drop the recline position as far back as it will go and then use the two buttons on the handlebar to fully lower the handlebar. Then just lift up from the central bar until the front wheels fold in. When world-facing, the seat frame just needs to be reclined enough to be level with the pushchair frame. It's exactly the same with the carry cot without adding much more to the overall fold size. For the times where you really need the smallest possible fold, it's best to fold in two pieces and completely remove your wheels. There's no lock on this pushchair fold, so it's just a case of lifting the handle and pushing the front wheels back out to unfold. If you hold the central bar to lift when folded, it does all stay together though. So what do we think about the Bugaboo Fox 5? Any negatives from the Bugaboo Fox 3 have been completely removed with this pushchair. You can never have too many hands as a parent, so the fact that everything can now be adjusted or done with one hand makes it super easy pushchair to use, and it really will make a big difference for any parent using it to transport their little one. This is a pushchair that can take you on any adventure, whether you're strolling around the shops in your town centre or walking the dog on the riverbank. The push is light, smoother than smooth, and has great suspension to make it comfortable for your little one too. We love the extendable seat unit. We see lots of toddlers that outgrow their seat units before they're ready to walk or before they reach the weight limits. So it's amazing that you can give them extra headroom and the length for longer legs. The Fox 5 is a completely customizable pushchair, and we're sure that parents will be spoilt for choice when it comes to choosing one of the 34 colour options, as well as all the accessories too. The updates to the design of the chassis have taken away some of the industrial look to give us a more premium and balanced looking pushchair. We give the Bugaboo Fox 5 5 out of 5 stars. Head over to pushchairexpert.com to read our full review.